Hello. I've got a bit of this, look. See that thing? Not that thing. The thing up behind it. And a bit of that. So, I'm gonna have a quick... There's me. Hello. We're gonna have a little tidy up, I think. Just try and see what happens with the angle grinder. Might take that plate off. Might also have a little go in here. It's been jet washed, not steam cleaned, just a jet wash. So it looks a bit drier, which is nice. It just means I can hopefully see some of the leaks, but I do want to cover over some of these moving parts with just a very thin layer of oil, probably just WD-40 or something. I need to rip out all the wiring in this. I'm not quite sure what's going on with it. Got a weird thing with the key where if I turn it that way, something clunks. So I've just managed to break my digital voltmeter. Otherwise I'd be ripping into when you turn it and clunks. Well, what is it that's clunking? So I thought it might be that really old-fashioned relay solenoid thing, because it's a bit of a chunky monkey. Because I can't think else what would clunk. I really don't know. There is this heater on the inlet manifold down in there, which is why I want to take this off to explore it. But from what I remember, it comes from that relay anyway. Now that relay was also connected to the starter, so when you turn the key this way, so this way, the starter engages. Turn it back to its home position, which it's in now. Turn it like this. It's got 2 clicks here. I have no idea what that does, no idea what that does. Turn it to here, you get the clunk. So I'm thinking, well, if it's the solenoid firing, well, surely that it would fire when I turn it to the starter position. So it looks like the preheater and the starter are firing at the same time. Both cables are coming off of that relay. So if it's actually, when I turn it to starter, it's actually doing the preheater and the starter, what's clunking when I turn it this way? So I need to get to the bottom of that. Need to find out how to check the hydraulic fluid in here. No idea how to check that. Need to find out what's in there. Just make sure that filter's been changed. I think the others look like they've been done. Someone recommended on the interweb nets that I take off one of the covers and blow out the fins on top of the cylinders, which I can only imagine are in there. So I don't quite know how I see. It's a bit hot at the moment, but if I can get this off, I can get a better view in down that way. I don't know how this comes off. Oh, it's bolted in through there. Okay. So take this cover off, a couple of bolts on the inside, and get that. Oh, all right. Okay, this was the annoying one. Yeah, all right, that's definitely coming off. And then I can try and see. Yeah, it's got a bottom to that. So where are the cooling fins? Unless it's maybe under that. All right, this has got bolts on it as well. Yeah. You know, cleaning out the cooling fins, I'm kind of thinking, what's that? I'm kind of thinking, cooling what? What am I missing? Oh, so there's a belt here, is there? So is this a cooling fan? I guess it is it? Oh, it is. Is that a blade? It's certainly got like a shape to these little blades here. Maybe there's a spinny. I won't put my finger too far in there. Okay, so there must be some sort of fan thing in there. Well, I need to explore that. I want to stick my finger in and never feel. Yeah. It's not water cooled. There's no radiator. Is there a radiator? Right. It's air cooled. Okay. So this must be some sort of fan. So maybe that's what he's talking about. Maybe I need to blow this out. Can't feel any blades in there. What I might do is just blast some air in there and just see how the air moves when I chuck it through. Oh, hello. Can I put my finger in here? Oh, no. Right, I think this is what he's talking about. This shroud, which has got a nylock on it there, which don't look standard. So I think that's what he's talking about. All right, good call. I wouldn't have explored down here at the moment, so that is probably worth checking. Yeah, it kind of does make sense. There's two belts coming off the engine, one belt. Oh, both belts go to the alternator. All right. Interesting. So he did say if your belts go, the fan don't work. I would have thought if the belts go, alternator doesn't work. Unless this is going to somewhere else. I'm looking in here for a belt. No. It just goes round the crank here. That's the crank, so that is driving that and that. So it's in there. This is for the cooling, I guess then, which makes sense because it's shrouded and it's directing airflow somewhere. Right, okay. If anyone knows of my 100 people to watch my videos, how these things work, I'd love to get an overview. It just will speed me along, reverse engineering it very badly, having no experience of these things. But right now, I'm going to take advantage of the sun. I'm just going to try and tick it up a little bit. It's something I really wasn't sure that I wanted to do. How much fuel it's got in it. This is all a bit sort of ambiguous. I don't know how you see where the fuel is. Yeah. I've ordered some paint. Again, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I just thought, you know what, if I just spruce it up just a little bit, it might convince the missus that I'm not a complete idiot. I've ordered some orange paint and just 3 tins of rattle cans of white just to do something to it. And then this is bedline. I've already sprayed on a bit of this just to see how it goes on. It's all fine, but this is gross. Look at this. So I'm going to stick a Y wheel on this in a minute, purely not to make a good job of it, just because it's it just looks horrible, doesn't it? Anyway. Oh, look, I've got overspray on that sticker. I don't like overspray. Oh, and on that one. I got a bit carried away. Oh, yeah, when you got a can in your hand and you just start spraying stuff. Yeah, got carried away. Never mind. Right, got the pallet fork, so I'm going to start moving around. Oh, one thing I did find out is when you take the bucket off the front, which is quite heavy, and it's round the corner there, these things are super, super lightweight on the front. So if I just push both of those levers forwards, this thing will just do a wheelie straight away. Yeah, I can see going up a slope like that, I'd either go up very carefully or I'd reverse up it, I think. Even now it's sitting right back. There's a lot of weight there. At the moment, the weight feels like it's back here. The sort of centre of gravity feels like it's here somewhere. So if you not even yank back, but pull both levers at the same time, because it's quite old and it grabs quite quickly, it goes straight up. I can probably wheelie all the way up there, which is terrifying. And also, these things are renowned for being dangerous. I'll just double check. Yeah, because there's no seatbelts. What I might do is I might go and change that seat. It says marked car and it's got some damage to it. However, let me just make sure I'm not talking nonsense here before I say it. I think this was about £40. Yeah, look. I'm going to order one of them. I might take that one out and look at the plate that it's sat on. And then as long as it looks sort of reasonable that I can just make this fit, which I'm sure I can, I'm going to fit one of these because of the seat belt. I think that would be a smart move. That machine, I think, is going to have a habit. I was just checking the pressure of the tyres there. I think that machine's got a habit of literally just doing like doing a roly-poly, but backwards, really easily. So the more I look at it now, the more I do feel like it's actually sat right back on its haunches. So because of that, that means if I'm in there, the machine will just go right over, upside down. Yeah, I don't think that'll be a very, very nice position. I thought it was a delivery coming. I've got another bit of wood coming. I've got a 6 metre piece of wood here coming in, which is nice. About 9 inch by 3 inch, going to go straight away across there. And I really wish I'd done that here instead of using 2 8x2s or even 6x2s. Oh, even worse than I thought. I wish I'd put in an 8 or a 9x3 across there. But never mind, I didn't do it. But I'm going to put one across there. And then this whole door is going to disappear. And I'm just going to end up with a door in the middle here, but narrower and not so high as anywhere near as big as this. It's going to be a lot smaller. In fact, the digger won't fit in here. So the digger will fit underneath that door. So we'll keep that door, we'll keep the frame of the door and put wood on the front. And then the digger can actually come in there. All the other machines can come in here, and hopefully the car if I need to as well. I don't know why I'm going off on a tangent here, but that's what I do. So I'm going to reface the whole front of this old crappy barnlet, because this is, 40 grand or something, maybe even more, to actually completely rebuild this thing. So what I'm going to do is reface it. There's the material. A few posts, bit of supporting structural 2x4s, and then a lot of 6x1s. So it's going to look in this style, like that. I'll show you the kitchen look so you can see that, this sort of stuff. Nice and simple. 6x1s, just with a bit of creosote to colour it. And we're just going to reface that because I'm a cheapskate. Right. I'm excited about this big bit of wood. Weird noises. I don't know what it is. Right then, I better get on with this. I'm going to do some sanding and just say tickle it up a little bit. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, that's promising. Very promising. So that's about 10 minutes. That's all right, isn't it? It's all just superficial. I suppose it's a bit, in many respects, it's a bit pointless. I'm not doing much for it apart from making it look a bit prettier. I think that's all I'm doing. But you know what? It does look pretty, doesn't it? I think what I'm trying to do is if I could just make it look like it's at least getting some attention rather than just being ignored. The same as my dumper. The dumper was just covered in rust. I think it was being used to move equipment that was working with human waste on the dumper. So when I got it, it was a bit, stinky. So I kind of just cleaned it. I went bonkers on it, really. Got a weird illusion where I'm stuck at the moment. But where I'm stood at the moment. That wheel looks bigger than that, but I'll check it later. So just getting rid of all of this. My whole dumper was covered in this. So just tickling it up a little bit made a difference. It just, looks like it's been reasonably maintained. And then, of course, I serviced it afterwards and replaced the steering column and the seat and what else did I do to it? Can't remember. Just went through all the wiring, I think, just sealing it up because they're notorious for leaking, those dumpers. So yeah, I think this is worth it. See, I'm obviously showing you this side where it's these top surfaces. The other side was a little bit worse than this, to be honest. That cylinder was worse. Look at the scrapes on there. See that? Where someone's been trying to work on it. I shouldn't touch that because one thing I'm trying desperately not to do here is actually get oil over it where it's been had some degreasant all over it, and then I jet washed it. I think a lot of this surface is relatively clean, so I'm trying to keep it like that. I don't mind when I'm doing this. I'll clearly let the oil. I don't want to touch this. That would be stupid. But the residue that's on it at the moment is literally just the dust from the paint. Looks all right, doesn't it? This side's not quite so chewed up, so at least I know that. And that side is more wet, so I might want to think about possibly having to replace that. I've just noticed there's grease nipples in one of here, and they all look really, really dry. So that'll be the last thing to do, is just make sure everything's greased. I might have to take out some of those nipples and replace them. I've got these lovely little caps. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, okay. All right, can I see them? Can I see them? Where did I put them? Oh, they might be in that bag. Where's the bag? They're like grease nipple caps. They're plastic things that just push on, and then you've got like a cover that goes over the top. Absolutely brilliant, because you can see at a glance where they are because they're bright red. Please be in here. Not in here, are they? Okay, I've been an idiot. What did I do with them? They just push onto the grease nipple, and then there's a cap that goes onto this plastic like collar. No. Oh, geez, I'm always doing this. I just walk around this place like looking for stuff because I can't keep control of it. All right, I'll give up. Oh, Jesus. Fuck.